Here's a little video of the inside of our Mission Overland camper trailer. And so that's what it looks like inside. I have our Australian made Thunderbox here, our mobile outhouse, which we can use outside in our outdoor tents as well as in here if we need to. Got some blackout blinds on both sides back there, and then those windows open. Got some storage over here, storage over there. Up top are two cots that pull down, and that little green tennis ball there is to protect it. There's a little metal rod there that goes across the end here to support it. It sits on these little metal fixtures right here in the center. And right now I have it pulled up to the top. We have some just light gear up there, some bedding and some clothes and things. And I've got several clotheslines that I fabricated just kind of hanging across there, as we'll be kind of doing laundry on the road and just hang it in there to let it dry during the day. And of course the air conditioner up top. And down here we have the speakers for the radio, which is right there. We do have an outlet for conventional house type plug-in. That little vent over there, the round one, is there. And over here is where the heat comes out. And over here we've got our control units for the heat and hot water, and water pump for our hot and cold running water for our sink and for our shower. And that is kind of the interior. I'm adding some other little hooks and lights and things. I added a little pull handle here just to make it easier to close when you're inside, and a little light which just simply turns on with a touch, and that's magnetic. I have several of those to go in strategic locations just to make life easier. And then on the outside, close this down like that, kind of like a tank door, and I added that little suction grip handle as well to make that easier to open from the outside. Then over here in the bright sun, we have some storage boxes. This one is full of mostly kitchen supplies, food supplies. Up here we have our Overland Vehicle Systems awning that goes from the right front corner of the camper all the way back around the back to the back left side over there. So it goes 270 degrees. And of course right now I do have the roof up, the pop top. And then down here we have our kitchenette, which has the dual burner stove. And over here our sink, which at the moment I have full of some of our just odds and ends of utensils. And that of course has hot and cold running water. And so that's great. And then come around here, we have our refrigerator, 67-liter Dometic fridge and freezer, dual zone. And the dual fridge here, which has the fridge and freezer, or you can make it all fridge or all freezer. So pretty cool there. Right now the freezer is at 15 degrees and the fridge is at 41 degrees. And then our front end, just added this today, this heavy duty ARC XO 750 jack, which has dual wheels, which makes it easier to move around. They're also rubber instead of plastic, and a very heavy duty rig. So you can actually use this as a third wheel. So if you did have to disconnect the trailer and pull it someplace, say out of a ditch with a winch, that is a nice stable third wheel for the trailer. And then of course our spare tire. We have two propane tanks that run our heat and our hot water, and storage rack up here, which will have gear in all the time. Over here there's a little bit more storage underneath there, plus access to the hot water. And in here is the power, the 400 amp hour battery, and our inverter that converts battery power into alternating current power like you would have in your house, and a variety of electronic brains and fuses and switches. then over here, the rest of the way around. Of course, we have our windows. Those pop out. They ratchet out to 3 locations or 3 positions. Up here we have the awning for the shower. It's not an awning, it's actually a shower tent that pops out from the side into a nice square area for showering privacy. And the hot and cold water for the shower comes out of there. And then up here, this is where you put in water. We can carry 30 gallons of water. This is the vent for the heating system. So it exhausts out there. This is an opening for the old air conditioning system, which used to sit on here. It was just a portable unit that plugged into here. And then this is our shore power, where we can plug in if we're in a campground at 30 amps of power there. Some very strong jacks down here. These jacks are to level out the camper and stabilize it, and they're actually quite strong. You can actually jack it up with those. For instance, if you're changing a tire. And then over here, another storage box. So I have some tools and gear in over here. And that pretty much wraps up the walk around. And of course, we're pulling it all with this 2020 Jeep Wrangler. Also has a 270-degree awning on it. Some spare gas tanks. Those are Rotopax tanks. And we've got a Gobi rack on top, which our awning is mounted to. These wire cables are called limb risers. They're for when you're going through the wild and through the bushes. That keeps the branches from banging into your windshield. Have a snorkel, so when we're in deep water, it's a little insurance policy that we're not going to take water into the air intake. Got our axe up here and a shovel, and then some additional storage space, some more water storage, of course our American flag. And then up top, we have another 8 gallons of pressurized water and our Max Tracks. And 37-inch tires on a 4.5-inch lift with airbags to help give some additional support.